I quickly just want to show you guys how to take a off-shoulder dress or blouse, similar to what I'm wearing, but mine has elastic. So this measurement I'm going to be doing, pardon me, is for without elastic measurement. If you want to add elastic, you just add some inches to it. Okay guys, so this measurement you can use for a dress or for a blouse, any type of blouse that requires a off the shoulder, you can use that. This is an off shoulder dress I'm wearing. I just like to bring it back to my shoulder to cover my bra sometimes. Okay guys, so let's get to the video. I don't want the video to be too long, it's just a measurement. I just want to quickly show you guys how to take a measurement of if you want to sew off shoulder dress, off the shoulder blouse. Okay guys, okay, so this is my dummy. I'm going to be using my dummy. I might also use myself. So first thing, you need your measurement tape, and of course yourself or your client or a dummy. Okay guys, so we start. You need a pen and paper to write down the measurement. I won't be writing down the measurement, I'm just going to be telling you guys and showing you guys the measurement. So this is my dummy. You can see this dummy already got a lot of marking for you to follow if you want to cut and measure different things like princess darts, all those things. This dummy already has all the markings and lines. Okay guys, so let's start. So the first thing you are going to do is take your bust measurement as always. You take your bust measurement. Make sure when you are measuring the person, you are standing at their side, okay? You stand at their side, not in front of them. So your bust measurement, you measure it. My dummy is rotating, but just trying to hold it. So you measure your bust measurement. You put one finger in. That finger is just like the wearing allowance, which is about 1 inch. So you can put one finger in when you are taking the bust measurement. If my dummy wasn't rotating, it would have been a little much easier to do the measurement. Okay, so your bust measurement first. Then the next thing, your shoulder measurement. So you take your shoulder measurement. So in this case of the dummy, our shoulder measurement is 17. And the bust, I was measuring it earlier. Our bust measurement is 44. Okay guys, so you can see that she already got a true waist line here already. You can see the marking is already there. So of course my measurement tape is broken, but I'm still using it like that. So your waist, you take your waist measurement, and her waist is 36. Okay, now I know a lot of people get confused on this part, which is this part here. From this point here to this point, a lot of people tend to get confused, and here tend to get really big when some people cut it. So that's why I'm making this video, so that people are more clear when they are cutting this part of the off-shoulder blouse. If I put my blouse properly, you guys will know it's off shoulder, but it got elastic, as you can see. Okay, so this measurement is called your upper bust measurement. Upper bust measurement, round. So your upper bust measurement, you take your upper bust measurement, it goes underneath your armpit. And for this dummy, our upper bust measurement is 43.5. I can also measure mine just so you guys can see. So I measure my upper bust measurement like so. If you are measuring yourself, I measure it like so. Okay, don't know if you guys can see the back. So yeah, let's see. I turn it again. So your upper bust measurement. Okay, so I measure it on the dummy so you guys can see it properly. So your upper bust measurement, it goes underneath your armpit. Okay, so your upper bust measurement. Okay guys, so this is your upper bust measurement. Can you see the way it goes round the dummy there? Because remember, from the shoulder here, you are going to be cutting it off. So if you want to know what to cut off from the top, it's normally 4, but you can measure, you can come down more than 4. So when you measure your upper bust measurement, you can put a pin here, or you can put a chalk wherever you want the drop to stop. If you want a sweetheart neckline, remember it's going to go like that. It's going to go like that. If you are doing a sweetheart neckline, it's going to go this way. So if you're not doing a sweetheart neckline, it's just going to probably start from here. So your off shoulder will start from on top of your chest here. This is also your chest line. Okay guys, so that's your upper bust round. Okay, so if you want to know how many inches to take off the top, put a pin or a chalk mark here. When you put a finger there, you can take your measurement tape. My dummy keep rotating. You can take your measurement tape. Let me put my finger there. You can take your measurement tape and measure from the shoulder to where it stops. In this case, can you guys see it's 6? So you can take away 6. Remember, you need to also put sewing allowance, which seam allowance of maybe ½ an inch to fold your lining if you are putting a lining. If you are putting elastic like mine, you probably need 1½ inch allowance, or maybe 1 inch, depends on the wideness of your elastic. So this here is 6. If you don't want it to be 6, you can come up and make it 5. So which means your off shoulder is going to be starting 5, which is around here. So from this point, this is the point I really want you guys to understand. So I bring the dummy a bit closer. From this point here, this now your chest line will start from here across. Okay, because some people when they cut it, the chest line here become too wide. So what you do, you measure your chest line again. So we are going to say, okay, the dummy chest line start from here. Remember, this off shoulder doesn't have elastic. So from here, I measure across. So this will be my chest line. So on this dummy, you guys can see a chest line. A chest line here, from here to here, is 15. It's 15. So when you are sewing it, you might not really need a lot of allowance. You might just need ½ an inch allowance here, ½ an inch allowance over here. Remember, dummy is different from humans, okay? So this is your chest line across. If you are cutting the fabric, it's going to be unfold. So this is 15 for the dummy, as you can see there. So if you are putting a sleeve, your sleeve will start from where my finger is now. That's where your sleeve or armhole point will start from here, all the way around like that. Like that, that will be your armhole from here. The same on the other side. From where it starts, that will be your armhole from there. Okay, guys? Okay, so when you measure that on your fabric, you are going to be doing it on fold. You are going to be cutting it on the fold. So if this dummy had a hand, I would have measured the dummy's off shoulder round. So you also need your off shoulder round. So if you are measuring yourself, you just take your measurement tape. Take your measurement tape. You put it where you are more comfortable, and then you bring it all the way to your front. That will be your off shoulder measurement round, your off shoulder round. So I'll show you on the dummy, your off shoulder round. Put the measurement tape at the back. Remember, when you're measuring someone, don't stand in their front. So you bring it. This dummy doesn't have a hand, so it has no hand. So we're just going to assume it has a hand. So you bring it round, okay? And this dummy's own is 44. So that is your off shoulder round. Off shoulder round. Can you see that? Off shoulder round. Okay, guys. So then you now need, of course, the length of your blouse or the length of your dress. So you take the length of your blouse, 25, or you take the length of your dress, how long you want it to be. Okay, guys. So the next measurement you need is from this point of your arm here. If I raise my hand, you see from this point here to the back here, to this point here. You need this for your sleeve. You need it for your sleeve, okay? I'll show you on the dummy. So you need, let's assume the dummy has a hand. So you will measure from this point to this point. In most cases, in some people's own, is 8. But some people it's more than that. Please don't use 8, measure the person. So you can just measure, I'm just assuming the dummy have a hand. So from here to here, let's say that's for the dummy's hand. So let's say the dummy's hand, let's just put it this way to make it 8. Okay, so I put it this way to make it 8, just to assume the dummy have a hand. Okay, so this will be the next measurement, which is from this point of your arm here all the way to this point here. Okay, so in my own case, I'm not always able to measure it properly, but you just put your measurement tape there. Put your measurement tape there, and then you go all the way. I always have to get someone to help me to do it, to stop there. Okay, so if you are sewing a off-shoulder blouse or dress that you want here to come up more, instead of coming down here 5, like the way this my own is now, because I didn't come too far from my shoulder to here. It's not a lot. That's why the hand is coming to my neck. Okay guys, so if you want yours to come to your neck whenever you, of course I can push mine down, adjust it properly, and it will be off the shoulder. So if you want yours to come up, all you need to do is from this point just come by 4. The more you start on the top section, let's say 4, I think 4 is reasonable because the one I'm wearing is about 4. So if you start from 4, it means your sleeve is going to start a bit higher. And when you are cutting your sleeve as well, you don't cut the cap. This is the cap of your sleeve. This here, from this point here to here is the cap, is the sleeve cap. It's normally between 4, 3.5. So this is the cap. So when you want to cut your sleeve, you don't cut the entire 4 off. If you cut the entire 4 off, it's not going to be coming to your shoulder to cover your bra. So you need to know how to do that. I might teach, I'll probably do another tutorial and show you that. So let me just do this measurement one. Okay guys, so I think we've already done the sleeve already from here to the other end. Okay, remember this one has not, this measurement I'm showing you, there's no elastic, there's no allowance. So you need to add 1 inch or half an inch's allowance to both sides. It depends on the amount of allowance you want to add when you are cutting it. Okay guys, I think that is all there is. Of course, when you want to sew a dress, you have to take the hip of the person. Also the same way you're sewing a blouse, you need to take the hip of the person as well, because you are going to use the hip to cut the bottom part of the blouse. Yeah guys, so that's it. Let me recap it again so you guys can understand it properly. I'm going to recap it. So the first measurement you need, the bust measurement, second measurement, upper bust measurement, which go underneath your armpit, upper bust measurement. Third measurement you need, your third measurement, chest across. Chest across is from this point to the other point of your chest. Third measurement. Fourth measurement, you need to determine where you want the off shoulder to start from there to here. You need to determine where you want it to stop. So let's say we want it to be 4. Okay, and the next measurement, which I forgot to mention, before I go into that, let's do the waist one. Waist measurement and hip measurement. And then the last measurement is the back. So you also have to determine when you are taking your upper bust measurement, you can put pins or mark them to know where your the tape stops at your back. So let's say the tape stops here because it's underneath your armpit. So let me do it again. So underneath your armpit. So the tape stops somewhere around here. It goes around here. So I'll put my finger there. So from there I can eyeball it. So from there you can measure it. And just eyeball it. So we can measure it from there. From underneath your armpit there. Just to get your back across measurement. Okay, that's just if you need this measurement. It's not always very necessary, this measurement, but if you need it and you want to just know, this is your back. If you are doing an off shoulder, if you are sewing an off shoulder dress or blouse, so just in case you just want to know. But most of the time we don't, majority people don't really use it. We normally just use the round circumference of your upper bust, but in case you are confused, you can take that measurement as well. Okay guys, so yeah, so I think that is all the measurements I can remember for now. If there is any other measurement that I forget, I'll probably include it. I will include it in a video where I'm cutting a off-shoulder dress. So if I forget any measurement, I will include it in that video, and you can also watch that video as well. Alright guys, so this is the end of this tutorial. I really hope this tutorial is helpful, because some people have been asking me a lot of questions about an off-shoulder blouse I made some months back, and they are a bit confused with this part of it, you know. So if you want to put elastic, you probably just add a bit more. I'll tell you how many this is. Let me just tell you before I finish the video. So my own chest across from here to here, it's almost similar to the dummy's one. It's about 15, between 15 and 14 without elastic. So if I stretch this elastic, I can measure it. I will stretch the elastic and measure it. So this is 23. So you can imagine this is 23, and my shoulder from here to here, my chest line is 15. So if this here with elastic is 23, you just add 15. Look at that. So this is 23. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 inches added because of the elastic. So the elastic, we pull it close so it can form some gathers in the front. Alright guys, so this is the end of the tutorial. If you had more questions and you don't understand this, just leave me a comment. I will reply you in the comment box section at the bottom of this video. Please guys, don't forget to subscribe. Like this video and give it a thumbs up if it's really helpful to you and you like videos like this. I'll try and be doing more sewing tutorials. Just sometimes I'm too busy to do any video when I'm doing sewing. Okay guys, this is the end of this tutorial. Thanks guys for watching, and thanks for your support. I'll catch you guys. I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.